Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm Jeniusi Agista Putri with student number 234-11171 from Class Management 23C. So in this video, I would like to tell you about what is tax collection. Without further ado, let's watch it. So the first thing I want to explain is the introduction to tax collection. Tax collection is crucial tax in administration that ensures state revenue is achieved according to established targets. This process not only involves law enforcement actions but is also an integral part of efforts to create taxpayer compliance. A comprehensive understanding of tax collection is important for both taxpayers and tax authorities to ensure that all stages are carried out transparently, fairly, and in accordance with applicable law and regulations. This presentation will truly examine the legal basis, procedures, and action that can be taken to effectively resolve tax arrears. Legal basis and key concepts. Tax collection has a strong legal foundation, primarily regulated by Law Number 19 of 1997 concerning tax collection with distress warrants as amended by Law Number 19 of 2000. The basic concept of this collection is the taxpayer's obligation to pay off their tax debt arising from tax assessment letters or similar official decisions. A tax debt that has matured serves as the basis for the tax authority or fiscus to issue a series of collection actions, starting with a warning up to mandatory actions in order to secure the state's right over the deferred tax revenue. And then, warning and distress warrants. The tax collection process begins in stage, starting with the issuance of a warning letter, which serves as an official reminder to the taxpayer to immediately pay off their tax debt within a specified period. If the taxpayer still does not pay the tax debt after the warning period ends, the next step is the issuance of a distress warrant. This distress warrant holds a very important position and is an order to pay the tax debt and collection fees. It has executorial power and forms the basis for carrying out more severe collection actions such as seizure. And then seizure and public auction. If the distress warrant is ignored, the tax authorities can proceed to the active collection stage, which involves the seizure of the taxpayer assets, both movable and immovable. Seizure aims to guarantee the payment of the tax debt through auction through the sale of the seized goods. After the goods are seized, a public auction will be carried out. The proceeds from this action are then used to settle the taxpayer's debt. The entire process of seizure and auction is strictly regulated in the prevailing laws to ensure validity and fairness for the taxpayer. Okay, and then the next slide is about travel ban and detention. And in addition to seizure actions, under certain conditions, tax authorities can also carry out more extreme collection efforts, namely prevention and detention. Prevention is a ban of traveling abroad for the tax guarantor who has a tax debt exceeding a certain amount. Meanwhile, detention is a temporary restriction of the tax guarantor's freedom in a specific place, the purpose of which is to urge the payment of the tax debt. This action is a last resort that should only be carried out for very strong reasons and based on a valid decision from the authorized official. And then taxpayer rights. Even when facing collection actions, taxpayers still have a number of rights that must be respected by the tax authority. The taxpayer has the right to file an objection or a request for judicial review of their tax debt before the active collection stage, and also has the right to submit a request for installment payments or postponement of payment of the tax debt. Furthermore, the taxpayer has the right to clear information regarding to the details of the tax debt and the collection procedure. Protecting these rights is important to ensure that the law enforcement process is fair and proportional. And then we go to the summary. The tax collection is an essential law enforcement mechanism to ensure the continuity of state revenue and maintain fiscal justice among all taxpayers. The process is regulated in stage, ranging from persuasive warnings through warning letters to forceful executorial actions such as seizure and detention. However, it is important to emphasize that in the implementation of collection, the rights of taxpayer must still be protected, including the right to file legal remedies and payment postponement. Ultimately, a healthy tax system relies on the balance between strict enforcement and an ongoing effort to foster high voluntary compliance from the public. I think that's all my explanation about tax collection. May it helps you. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.